everybody, and welcome to a Deck Tech on the Constructed Criticism YouTube channel. I'm Spencer, host of Constructed Criticism, and I'm excited this week to talk to you about a new deck that I'm trying to kind of brew up for the new standard format with Ravnica. So, without further ado, I'm excited today to talk to you about a green-black ramp deck that I'm trying a lot of new cards in. So this is a really exciting deck, and I'm excited to get to talk about it. We have 3 Carnage Tyrant, 4 Druid of the Cowl, 4 Pelakka Wurm, 2 Territorial Allosaurus, 2 Tetzimoc Primal Death, 1 Arguel's Bloodfast in the main, 1 Assassin's Trophy in the main, 2 Cast Down, 2 Vraska's Contempt, 1 Vivien Reid, 1 Vraska, 4 Circuitous Route. I'm sure I'm still saying that wrong even after Googling it. 2 Finality, 4 Grow from the Ashes, 2 Vivien Reid's Invocation, and then 25 lands with 1 Arch, 2 Field of Ruin, 8 Forest, 4 Golgari Guildgate, 4 Overgrown Tomb, 2 Swamp, 4 Woodland Cemetery. So this deck is started out as a Pelakka Wurm, Vivien's Invocation deck, and that it's entirely possible that that's still the correct way to go. You just need more Vivien's Invocation. But other than that, I think that the deck is pretty sweet. I started in red for not realizing that I actually wouldn't have the red Guildgate, so I didn't think that it was yet time for that, and instead kind of ended up on this, and I think that this has a lot to offer. So the first thing is that you have early things to do with your mana and Tetzimoc activations. Every single turn you have your spells kind of grow throughout the game, and things like Grow from Ashes. You can kick a Grow from Ashes and still kick something like an Assassin's Trophy or Cast Down, or you can even play an Arguel's Bloodfast or an additional Druid from the Cowl to really get your mana out. And then you have, obviously haymakers like Vivien Reid and Vraska in your Planeswalker slot that kind of give you a little bit of card advantage. Overall, I think that the deck just has a lot of really powerful cards in the main deck, and you get to cast them all really easily. Find Finality is an interesting card. Sorry for the sideways view there for the viewers, but returning up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand is really good against decks that might try and sweep you out. And then you have just being able to wrath against aggro decks. Being able to put in 2 counters on my Druid of the Cowl to make it a 3/5 while also wiping my opponent's board is like really good against those aggro decks. And then not even to mention, the things that you can do against those other mid-range decks by maybe putting those counters on Carnage Tyrant before attacking. So I think that, for new cards, Find Finality fits really well into the deck. I think that obviously when we look at ramp spells and we look at this route, this route, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards or gate cards, put them on the battlefield. You'll be able to just go grab double gate, going from 4 to 7 mana the next turn if you have a land drop, and have your mana perfect for the whole game is really, really a powerful effect for any ramp strategy. And I'm really excited for those games where you get to go turn 2 Druid of the Cowl, turn 3 Route, turn 4, Pelakka Wurm, and kind of punish your opponents for whatever strategy that they're implementing, right? Pelakka Wurm is such a large creature that it'll take over any game, completely swing the game. If you play this guy on turn 4, I don't think an aggro deck is beating you, especially the red aggro decks that you might see from goblins or pirates or things like that coming out of the gate, or Boros, for example, might have a hard time with Pelakka Wurm's 7 life swing as well as the 7/7 body. So. And then Vivien's Invocation is another one that I'm really excited about. If I get to cast a Vivien's Invocation and put a Pelakka Wurm into play, kill a dude, gain 7 life, it's just kind of insane. I think that, when Wizards printed Vivien's Invocation, they knew that Route was coming, and I think that they want you to play the 2 cards together. And I'm excited to just kind of try different things. One of the things that we see here is kind of like a weird split between our other big creatures outside of Pelakka Wurm. You have the 3 Carnage Tyrant, you have the 2 Territorial Allosaurus, you have the Tetzimoc. Territorial Allosaurus is the bridge spell consideration. Be able to just have another 7 mana thing to do, which is play a 5/5, kill their thing. And then Carnage Tyrant is a 3 of. It was a 2 of with another one on the board, but I actually did want another hit off of Invocation. I think there's 11 now. We have 2 Tetzimoc, 2 Allosaurus, 4 of this, 3 of this, right? So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. And I think that that's probably enough. One of the questions you might ask is why only one Assassin's Trophy? I think that in this deck, Vraska's Contempt is maybe a little bit better. We'll get to playing some games, right? We already talked about the interaction between Grow from Ashes and Assassin's Trophy, and it's entirely possible that Grow from Ashes plus Assassin's Trophy is significantly better than Contempt, and because you can't play all the cast downs, you actually might want more trophies. I'm not sure though. I think that one of the fears that I have is that against maybe something like an aggro deck, I'm forced to kill their 3-drop, and then they play a 5-drop, and I'm in trouble. I guess that's not actually that big of a difference for Contempt though, so maybe it does the same thing, and I'd just rather have Trophy. We'll kind of find out as I play more games. Outside of that, I think that the land base is pretty solid, right? You know, those 8 forests, those 2 swamps are all the basics that you really need, and because you have Woodland Cemetery and Overgrown Tomb, you know, your cemeteries are basically always going to come into play untapped. The only thing that's really going to come into play tapped is those guild gates, and you're mainly trying to get them through casting that route. I think that your mana is good enough to play 3 non-basics, 1 Arch, 2 Field of Ruin. I'm not. I think Field of Ruin is kind of a concession to the fact that Search for Esconta hasn't gone away, and then Arch is just really good in this deck. So in the sideboard right now, I have 2 Deathgorge Scavengers, 2 Thrashing Brontodons, 1 Arguel's Bloodfast, 1 Cast Down, 1 Vraska's Contempt, 1 Vivien Reid, 1 Vraska Golgari Queen, 3 Duress, and 3 Ritual of Soot. So Ritual of Soot's like a pretty good one for this deck to pick up. Being able to kill creatures with cover may cost 3 or less is actually really important because ramp decks actually can sometimes have a really hard time against decks like Stompy. So, you know, being able to kill their 3-drop 5/4s is going to be really, really powerful, in addition to the other main deck sweep that we have in the form of that fine finality. So, the only thing that I have a problem with this sideboard on is I actually don't like the cast on the Vraska's Contempt, and I wish that I had better anti-aggro / mid-range cards. One thing that I would worry about with this deck is actually Phoenix, which is actually the reason that we see Vraska's Contempt in the main and in the sideboard. I think that Phoenix is actually going to be really good against this deck, specifically. If you look, I actually don't have anything to deal with a flyer, let alone a flyer that's that large. So because of that, I think Contempt is going to be really important somewhere in the 75. You know, I don't think that Vivien Reid plus removal spells is really going to be enough to take down Phoenixes. So, yeah, that's kind of it for the main deck and the sideboard. I'm planning on streaming with this deck, so don't forget to check it out on the Trophy Mages. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment if you have anything that you think I'm missing that I can add to the deck. If you have solutions for maybe inexpensive removal spells to cast as bridge spells. Obviously, once we have better mana, I think that the deck is going to be better as either a Jund deck or just a straight green-red deck with Shivan Fire, due to the interaction with Grow from the Ashes being able to leave up removal and Grow from the Ashes at the same time. So, thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit that like, the like button, that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you can get more videos from Constructive Criticism. Thank you everybody so much, and we'll see you guys all next week. Hey everybody, Spencer here, just chilling in my man cave. I just want to take a second to thank all of our subscribers. So I was talking to some people online the other day, and they were talking about their sub count and their view count and like how hard YouTube is for them. And I just wanted to just take a second at the end of this video to just say thank you to everybody who's watching. You know, it's funny because like we post a lot of content, right? We have Trophy Mages, we have deck techs, we have podcasts, we have things like that. So the view counts look small, but then when you look at watch time and things like that, like you are actually very dedicated viewers, and I really appreciate it. And I just want to take a minute to say thank you. You know, I am kind of going through some life changes over the last couple months, and it's been hard to do the deck techs and the Wednesday Night Warrior stuff, and even sometimes the Trophy Mages. But things are really calming down, and I'm really dedicating myself to the content now, and I'm really excited to get back into these deck techs with the new set, with new standard, with me playing modern more often, and things like that. So please don't forget to hit that like and sub button, but also just thank you. Like, I am luckier than I realized, and I just want to take a minute to thank you for that. If you have any suggestions, comments, things like that, never hesitate to post them. We really appreciate them. I really appreciate them. Mason really appreciates them. So thank you everybody so much. And yeah, I would be upset with myself if I didn't thank you guys. So thanks.